Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Did Khaldoon, City's chairman, warn us City fans about Omar Berrada? We're going to get into that, but before we do, we're going to start off with some big breaking news coming out this morning from Sam Lee, who says this: there is a feeling that if Manchester City were to be found guilty of most of the series of the alleged Premier League rule breaches and relegated to a lower division, Pep Guardiola would sign a new deal purely out of defiance. He has said as much publicly, but key people at City believe it was more than just public bluster in the aftermath of the charges being brought amongst almost 1 year ago. Well, this is obviously great news if it's true. Obviously, the charges, we're still waiting to hear on them. I still feel that we'll be found not guilty because I don't think they're going to have the evidence that they need to prove these charges. And therefore City will get not guilty in my view. But if we do get found guilty, which of course is the alternative, and we do get relegated, which sounds like a possibility if you listen to certain people, then will Pep Guardiola stay? Now, Sam Lee's saying he's hearing stuff from inside the football club, from senior executives, from people high up that suggest that Pep Guardiola would stay at Manchester City even if we got relegated. Now, of course, he did say this, Pep Guardiola, at the time. He said, we will be there. We'll stay here. I'm going to stay. I'm never leaving this seat. But was it all just sort of talk at the time? Well, now Sam Lee's obviously coming out and saying, no, he is willing to stay. Now, this is obviously great news because, you know, if we do get relegated, and of course, I don't know what's going to happen, then it would be nice to have the best manager of all time, Pep Guardiola, in my view, as your manager. It would also be pretty interesting to see how we got on in the lower divisions. But this is interesting news breaking, you know what I mean? It shows that Pep Guardiola hopefully is looking to stay for a long time. I think obviously we'll come on to the Omar Berrada stuff in just a second, but obviously with him not really seeing any room for progression at Manchester City and in any room for promotion, that tells me that Varane and Tiki don't really have any short-term ideas of leaving the club. I hope that's true. So hopefully, look, Pep Guardiola's going to stay for a lot longer. I don't want him to leave ever. You know what I mean? I don't want Varane to leave. I don't want Tiki to leave because these guys are doing a fantastic job. But if we do get relegated, if we do get found guilty, which is obviously a possibility, and if we do get relegated, which again is potentially the sort of punishment if we do get found guilty of these charges, then Pep Guardiola might stay at the football club. I would take Sam Lee's comments there with a pinch of salt because we don't fully know. Obviously, you know, you wake up one day thinking one thing, the next day you decide that that's not for you. So let's just wait and see. But I think this is positive news now because if we do get relegated, which obviously we don't know what's going to happen, then maybe Pep Guardiola will stay. Right, let's move on to Omar Berrada. This stuff is just continuing to be talked about on social media. A lot of you guys have had your say in the comments, and you've all got different views, which is really interesting. You know my opinion on it. Spoke on this yesterday. I think the guy's a snake, but I'm not really that fussed. However, I was listening to Khaldoon. I don't know why. I just thought I'll click on this. Khaldoon's last interview with Manchester City. Take a look what he said at the end of last season.
Our executives are being targeted by the best teams in the world, always. By the way, is a credit to us. I respect that. People appreciate. We are producing not just the best talent on the pitch, not just the best talent in the academies, not just the best talent in the group, but we're producing some of the best executives in the world, some of the best scouts in the world, some of the best coaching staff in the world. And that's a testament to, I think, the great work that this group is doing.
Yes, that's right. So obviously, you know, this is just going to happen. Khaldoon knew this was going to happen to a certain degree. He even said there, our executives are being approached. You know, they're being approached by the top clubs in the world, the top clubs in Europe. And of course, Omar is a good executive. He's high up on the board at Manchester City. Or he was until he quit, of course. So I think if we read between the lines, this has probably been coming for a while. I think Khaldoon's probably understood that this is going to be happening, and obviously he's letting us know that this is going to happen. But this is exactly what I said the other day. I'm with the Khaldoon camp here, guys. I think this is, whilst obviously it's disappointing that he's left, and I do think it's snaky that he's gone to Manchester United. I think it says more about where our football club is now as a whole, and how well run our football club is, which Khaldoon speaks about in that interview. In the sense that our chief footballing operator has been hired as the CEO of one of the biggest clubs in the world in Manchester United, which, you know, is still true to this day, even though they're absolutely crap at the moment. So, yes, he's a snake. I think he's a snake for going to Man United, but I think you got to look at it from our point of view. I think this tells us that our club is very well run. We've got great people at the top. I think prepare yourself for more. I spoke about this yesterday. Prepare yourself for more because Omar's not going to go there and just leave everyone. I think he's probably going to take, unless he's got some sort of clause in his contract to say he can't do that, I'd imagine that Omar's going to come back and try and take some more people. But you got to trust the board. You got to trust Khaldoon. You got to trust Ferran and Tika to be able to replace Omar, which I'm absolutely positive they will do. So listen, for me, this is always going to happen. Unfortunately, he's gone to Manchester United, which is snaky. Khaldoon told us that this is going to happen at some point because we have the best people. It's the same with players. If you've got the best players, you've got the best managers, you've got the best staff, some point, not always, but some point, other clubs are going to come sniffing around him. That's the way the game works. And it's no different to the people that were leading the football club. Man United needed someone. They've gone to someone who they believe is one of the best in the game, which is Omar. So fair dues, it is what it is. I'm trying to, although he's a snake, I'm trying to focus my energy personally on the fact that this tells me that my football club is in very, very good hands at the top. That's what I'm trying to focus on. Now, if you want to focus on the fact that he's a snake, then by all means do that. I'm not telling you what to do. But yeah, like I say, for me personally, I think this tells us a whole lot about where our football club is right now. And I think it's a very, very good position. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is Omar a snake? Are you in the camp Khaldoon, camp LB, that this actually tells us that our football club is in a very, very healthy position? And what do you make about the news this morning coming out that Pep Guardiola might stay at Manchester City if we do get relegated? Give me all your thoughts down below. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll be live tonight for Algeria watch along. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.